everybody. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're here and watching live, please send in a comment. Let me know you're here. You should be able to find that live chat. Make sure you're signed into your YouTube account, which is your Gmail account, in order to comment. Let me know you're here. Say hi. And if you're watching on the replay, go ahead and leave me a comment and say hi. Today, I am so excited. Mom, you're so excited for this card. I'm really excited for this card. I know I jumped on a minute early, but that's just because I'm excited for this card, so I wanted to go ahead and get started. Today, I'm going to share with you this really cute shutter card using the Stellar Birthday stamp set. Hi, Alicia. Welcome. I will show you what this does in just a minute. So you might be like, what the heck is a shutter card? And I will show you that. I promise I will in just 1 second. First, I want to bring this guy in. You know what this means. Time to talk about some things first. The first thing I just wanted to remind you about is our Join Plus promotion. This is for join Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator, or a kitnapper, if you want to call it that. Somebody who just purchases the starter kit to do it for themselves, either just one time for the deal or to keep the discount. You don't have to run it as a business at all. But Join Plus is a super awesome promotion because you actually get extra money or product to put into your starter kit. And that ends tomorrow. So you pay $99 plus tax, and you get to pick out $155 worth of stuff to put in your kit, which is just amazing. Shipping is free, which is also super, super awesome. So if you have any questions on this, please let me know. It does end tomorrow. Obviously, you can join Stampin' Up! At any time. But if you want to get that extra money in your kit, you'll want to make sure you take advantage of this. So, all right, moving on. Our last chance product sale is going to start on Tuesday at 2 o'clock Central Time, or 1 Mountain if you want to convert from that. But this is for our January through June 2021 mini catalog. I have gone through, I've got everything ready for you. And so I'm actually going to be posting a video on Tuesday afternoon right before this sale starts, showing you all the things that are leaving. You know, you can kind of guess at what's retiring. If it's not in the current annual catalog, then it's not staying. But some of the items are going to be discounted, so you'll want to watch for that. A lot of the dies, some of the stamp sets, and especially a lot of the embellishments are discounted up to 50% off. And several of the dies are actually 50% off, which is pretty awesome. So you'll want to watch for that. That starts on Tuesday. Also starting on Tuesday is our brand new kits collection. You may recognize some of these images here. A lot of the kits that they're coming out with are repurposed paper pumpkin kits from years past. So these are really awesome. They're available to demonstrators right now, but customers can start buying them on Tuesday, which is super, super exciting. They are pretty cheap. I think they're $12 for some of the kits and $19 for the kits with stamp sets. So they're pretty cheap, pretty awesome. And you can just kind of see, some of those cards there that you can make. So, all right, last thing I want to share here is United Through Creativity digital download is still available. If you are interested in that, make sure you visit my website, www.stampwithmelissa.com, and you scroll all the way down to the bottom and you'll see this image, and you can just go ahead and click on that and you can download it. I recommend printing it on our basic white cardstock just so it's a little bit nicer quality. And I'm really excited to have some time to color in some of these images and play with this tomorrow. So I will share with you for sure what I create with that. Okay, enough talking about that kind of stuff. Let me set that off to the side. Okay, let's get to our card. A shutter card. What is a shutter card? Well, I'll show you. Look at that. You guys, it is like a camera shutter. So when you open it up, it reveals the sentiment. Isn't that so cool? So I'm going to show you today how to make that. And so we're going to recreate this card. So I did mention, but we are using Stellar Birthday. Alicia, have you ever made one of these cards before? I'm curious to know. This is the first one I had ever made a shutter card of. Okay, so we're using Stellar Birthday, and we're using most of these stamps. There's only 3 left in the case. We are using pretty much all the stamps. We're just leaving out a couple of the words here. This is super fun, and I'll bring in my catalog here really quick. So Stellar Birthday can be found on page 57. We've been seeing a lot of this lately because we used the Give It a Whirl dies, and then we did the turtles, and now we're doing Stellar Birthday. I promise next week will be a little bit different. Alicia, you've never made a shutter card. You're going to have to try it out and definitely share what you make. So, okay. This I'm going to set to the side because I've already got all of the stamps mounted, and we're going to bring in some of our supplies. I've prepped some of it just so this doesn't take too long, but I'm really excited. And all of the measurements will be in my coordinating blog post, and that will come out at 8 a.m. Central Time tomorrow on Monday. So you will want to look for that. Okay, so I've got some pieces here. That's for the sentiment. You can see I already went ahead and colored and cut out the boy and the girl. This is for the sentiment on the inside. This is one of the panels that turns into this. Pretty awesome. So we'll show you how to do that. And then these are two of the shutters. I've got one cut already and one to do with you. And then this is the piece for the inside of the card, and this is our card base. So I want to go ahead and just start right off the bat with the blending. So I'm going to move these guys out of the way just so they don't get colored. And I'm going to bring in some scrap paper. And yes, I do protect my scrap paper with more scrap paper. But we are going to do some blending. And so I'm pulling out my Night of Navy ink pad here. And we will open him up. And then I'm going to use my blending brush. Now this one looks kind of purple on the side, but this is actually my dark blues. So I'm going to pick up some of this Night of Navy ink. And we will go ahead and blend it right onto this cardstock piece. I would give you some of these measurements, but to be quite honest, there's so many of them that I just don't remember. So you will want to make sure you look for my blog post tomorrow. All right, as we blend this, you can leave me a comment. Let me know, how's your Memorial Day weekend going? Do you have any fun plans? We have been, yesterday I was pretty busy. I cleaned a lot. And today I slept in until almost 10 a.m., which is like unheard of for me. I start my day job by 7 every day, Monday through Friday. And so I'm usually up way before then. So I got like almost 4 extra hours of sleep. Yeah, it was insane, but it was awesome. All right. So I'm just going to add a little bit more color to this piece because I want it to be nice and dark. All right, like that. So I'll close this Night of Navy because I don't want it to make a mess. And what I'm going to show you now is that you can see, based on this card here, this piece is not quite as dark as I want it to get. So what I actually did is I went back in with basic gray and I blended some basic gray on there. Okay, so I'll show you that. Here's my gray blending brush. We'll pick up some color and go ahead and add some in. And you can see that just makes it a lot darker there. It makes it look a little bit more outer space. Good, you had a neighborhood barbecue and a bonfire, and you slept in this morning. That sounds like an awesome weekend. We had some neighbors in town this weekend, but some went out of town. And I think they all came back today. So, so all the ones who had left anyway. All right. So you can see that adding that basic gray on there really made it quite dark. And I really, really like it. Okay, we'll close up the basic gray and we are done with the blending. So again, I did do that on the 3 panels. There's 2 on the outside and 1 on the inside here. But I did want to save a little bit of time. So I went ahead and took care of that. Now we are going to add some of these fun splotches on here. And this is a really fun technique that I learned by, I believe it was by Canadian demonstrator Allison Okamitsu. I think that's how you say her name. And so I'm just using my water painter here and I'm squeezing it just so that water comes down into the brush tip, but I don't want it to get wet like I'm going to paint with it. Okay, so I just need to dig out my bone folder here. Here it is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit it on my bone folder. And I don't know if you can see it in the camera or on the video, but it's actually leaving some water specks that are going to turn into this purple, which is really, really cool. So I'll try to show you that there. Can you see any of those specks in there? I'll make sure to show you too what it looks like after, but it is pretty cool. And I think I actually want some bigger drops. So I am going to add a little bit more water to my brush there. There we go. And we will, there we go. All right. So let me just cap this guy. Whoops. There we go. Does anyone have any big plans for tomorrow? I am going to do a lot of stamping. Okay, so this guy is going to dry, and so I'm going to move this to the side while that dries, and then we'll come back in and do some of this embossing. In the meantime, we can work on the inside of the card. So this is the card piece here that goes right here, and we've also got this piece right here. And you can see I left a lot of that middle part blank there, and that's because we're going to die cut a circle out of there. So for now, we can go ahead and adhere this down. And I am using my seal adhesive here. I'm going to be pretty generous because I want to make sure that it sticks. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of line all the sides. Like I said, we are going to cut out the middle. Alicia, you're going to plant flowers. That sounds like fun. Yeah, okay. So we have got that all ready to go here. And then I am using my layering circles dies, and I am using this one right here. So when you look at this, it's like the third largest. So it's this set, and then this one on the outside is the largest, and then this one's the second. So it's like the third largest circle that I'm going to use here. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put it in the middle. And I'm bringing in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. If you guys don't have one of these, they are so cute. They're so little, but I'm going to use this to die cut this circle out. So I'm going to place it on here. And with the mini machine, the plates you want to use when die cutting are number 1 and then a number 2. And then you put your paper and your die in there, and then you'll use another number 2 plate. Okay, so I think I've got that centered just where I want it. And I'll go ahead and die cut it. Seriously, you guys, this thing is so cute, but it jumps around a little bit. There we go. It's jumping on me. There we go. And now we can go ahead and take that cute little circle out. This piece I'm going to save for something in the future. I don't really know what I'll use it for yet, but I will find something to use it for. All right, I'm going to put this away. There we go. Okay, so now with this piece, I'm going to bring in my card base. Here it is. And I'm going to go ahead and use my bone folder to crease this. Now, I do remember these measurements. This piece is 8.5 by 5.5 inches, just like your normal card. But instead of scoring it in the middle, you actually score it at 2 1/8 inch on each side. So you can score it here and then flip it around and score that side. And it doesn't matter which side is the normal way, I guess. And what we're going to do with this piece here is we're actually going to go ahead and turn it over and use our dimensionals. And we're going to put a dimensional in each corner, okay? And I'm trying to make sure that the backings stay on, and I'll tell you why in just a second. So this is the top here, this is the bottom. So I'm going to take the backings just off of the bottom. Now I got this tip from fellow demonstrator Lisa Curcio, and I thought it was very clever when making this card. So I'm just going to try to lay this flat, and I might stick my head in here, sorry about that. And I'm lining up the bottom, okay? So just like that. So this top part is not adhered yet because I want to put in the shutter part. So just the bottom was done there. Okay, so we're going to set that to the side, and then I'm going to show you how to make these little shutter flaps. So you can see I already have one made here. So these, let me see if I can remember. These are 4 inches by 3.5 inches, and then it's scored at 1/2 inch right there. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way. And so this side is the 3.5 inch side. So I'm going to line it up halfway, which is at 1 3/4. And I'm going to close my trimmer there, but I'm not going to score or cut. I'm actually going to bring in a pencil and go right in between here and just draw a line. Okay, then I'm going to flip it here, line it up at the 2 inch section, and draw another line. All right. So that shows me where that intersection is right there. So I need to cut from these corners to this intersection there. So I'm going to use my trimmer again for that. You could totally use scissors if you wanted to. So the way I'm doing this is I'm lining up this corner here in the middle of the track, and then I'm using my the middle part of the guide here to line up that intersection point there. Okay, now I'm very lightly pulling this across so it doesn't cut down, and I'm putting it right in the middle and cutting to the edge there, just like that. Now we'll go ahead and do the same thing with this side. So I want to make sure both get lined up, just like that, and then we will cut up right to that center piece there. All right, let's see how we did. Pretty good. So we can go ahead and move this guy out of the way. Then I'm going to go ahead and burnish these folds here, like so. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and erase these pencil mark lines. I'm just going to make them face the bottom so you can't see them, okay? And we'll go ahead and just fold those both ways. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my seal adhesive back in, and I'm going to put adhesive all along this flap, okay? Just like that. So when I line it up here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here, and I want to make sure that it's pretty much in the center, okay? And I'm looking vertically to make sure it's in the center vertically. And that looks pretty good to me. And I'm making sure that the flap right here, let me see. So right here is lined up with this score line, okay? So once that's good, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this flap closed, just like that, okay? Look at that. It just makes it easier with this being not adhered yet. It makes it easier to fit everything in. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. So there's that piece. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. So we're going to go ahead and put our seal adhesive on this flap, like so. And then we're going to bring it in, and we'll sneak it in here. And I'm actually going to put it underneath this one. It doesn't really matter. You could put it somewhere else. Now this one is a little bit tricky because you want to make sure it's centered, but you also want to make sure that it doesn't stick out, right? So you can see like right here, it's sticking out down here, and you want to make sure it's not going to do that, okay? So I'm just making sure it's not exposed anywhere, but that it also matches up with the score line over here, just like that. And I will close this side and grab that there. Pretty awesome, isn't it? I love this card. It's so cool. Okay, so now we will bring in this piece here. And this is going to be where we write that sentiment right there, or rather where we stamp the sentiment. We're not writing anything yet on this card. And if you did want to write something on the inside, I would recommend doing it on these flaps. I think that would be pretty awesome. But yeah, this is just a super fun card. So I am going to pull in my gorgeous grape ink pad, and we are going to grab in this stamp that says "Have a Stellar Birthday." Go ahead and ink that up, and we're going to try to center it as best as we can. There we go. But we will, well, actually, that's not as great as I want it to be. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to try it again. Okay, so right there is where we're going to try it. Yeah, that looks a little bit better, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we'll move Gorgeous Grape off to the side. We will be using it again in just a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our planets and Night of Navy. Okay, and actually I am going to bring in my scrap piece again. I know. I'm protecting my scrap from my scrap, but I am going to bring this in because I'm going to stamp off, and then I'll stamp down again. So you can see that it just gives it a lighter color. So we'll stamp once, and then I'm going to stamp one more time right over the sentiment there. All right. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to move that to the side. So what we're going to do next is put adhesive on the back of this piece. Okay, and then we're going to sneak it into its spot. So this is also why I left this top part unadhered. because I want to sneak this in here, and I'm going to put my finger under it so that that adhesive doesn't stick anywhere. And I'm going to line it up where I think it looks good, and I think it looks great right there. Look at that. Look at how fun that is. So now I can go ahead and take these backings off of these top ones, and we will go ahead and stick that down. Look at how fun that is, you guys. Oh my gosh. There are so many possibilities with this card. Isn't that so, so fun? Alicia, it is so cool. I love this so much. I can't believe I haven't made one before either because they're actually pretty easy to do. So now we just have to decorate the outside, which you could have done first, but I was waiting for that piece to dry, and so we are doing it now. Okay, so let me find where I put my stamp cleaner. Here it is. And we're going to go ahead and clean off the planet quick, just because we are going to heat emboss. Okay, so I've got this piece back in here. Yes, I'm bringing my scratch paper back in. And we are going to go ahead and stamp all over this piece now that it's dry. Oh, and I didn't show you. Can you see those purple dots on there now? Doesn't it make it look like a galaxy? I think that is so cool. So we are going to use some silver embossing powder, which I'm so excited is back. It is found in the metallics embossing powder package, which is pretty awesome. So I am using my embossing buddy just to remove all the static from this piece. And then we will go ahead and bring in the Versamark. And we're going to use the cute planets, and I'm just going to kind of stamp them sporadically. And they're going to be a little bit hard to see on the video, and I apologize for that. But trust me, they're there. And then we'll add in some of these cute stars. So this is super, super fun card. I was really excited when I saw the Shutter card. I thought immediately, I need to do one of those. And I was like, well, what stamp set should I use? And then this one came to mind, and I thought it was so fun. So let me know if you have an idea too for a Shutter card using another stamp set, because I could try it out. Okay, so I've got some silver embossing powder, and we are just dumping it on here to cover up all of those fun places so you can kind of see where that embossing powder is. And then we are going to go ahead and melt it on. So as per usual, I won't talk while I do this so you can hear, but this is the heat tool here, and I will go ahead and get this all embossed. And there we go. It's all embossed. So that was super quick, super fun. I love how that looks. We will get rid of that piece there. And we are going to go ahead and do the front of this card. So I am adding my seal. Isn't it amazing to see the back of this is still white? Like, I forget that I use white cardstock to do this. Oh, snail mail and sweet ice cream would both be very fun Shutter cards. I'll have to try them out. And Alicia, you'll have to try them out and make sure you share them in our group. All right, so I am just sticking that there, and then we will do the other side. Again, this one was already done. Super fun cards here. Okay, and I'm gonna open this one to put it down just because it's a little bit sticky. Like I said, I would probably normally decorate the outside first, but since we were waiting for that piece to dry, just decided to keep going. So there we go. Super cute, super cute. Okay. So now what we need to do is I've got this scrap piece of basic white here, and I need to stamp and color this dog. So I did already do the little boy and girl, as I mentioned before, they are already done because I do not enjoy fussy cutting, especially not on camera. And if I ever record it, I always speed it up. But this is live, so I can't speed it up. Yes, you'll be trying them. Yeah. Alicia, I know you're going to have fun with this. I really do. I know you will. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some of my colors here. So this is soft suede. I've got both dark and light. And because this dog is so small, I'm going to use the blunt tip here. And we'll just do a quick color of him. All right, let's see. Here we go. Sorry, I'm not very good at talking and coloring. Oh, whoops. And you know what else I did? I used the wrong one. I used the light color first. Whoops. Okay, so I'm going to go over that light with the dark and we'll try that again. Oh, well. He'll still look cute, right? I thought he looked a little bit too light. But yeah, like I said, oh well, not a big deal. He's still cute. All right, so there's the soft suede. Then I'm going to bring in some crumb cake, and we'll go ahead and do his ears and his spot. And I'm just kind of adding some color in various spots. There's really no rhyme or reason. You could follow a shadow. If you wanted to imagine like a light coming from a certain source or something, you could follow the shadow and do it like that. However, it doesn't really matter because he's cute no matter what, a little space dog. All right, now we've got some Daffodil Delight, and this is for his collar. We'll just add in a little bit of the dark there just to give it a little bit of some good color. And here's the light. And then we will bring in, and these are Smoky Slate, and we'll do his boots in Smoky Slate. I will have all of the colors of blends listed in my blog post tomorrow. So I've used these 4 colors, but I used a couple more colors on these 2. So you can look for that tomorrow. And I also have, just while I finish coloring and then start cutting this guy, I also have another couple of Give It a Whirl die cards that I'm going to share this week because I just love this die set. I love the Give It a Whirl die set. So I have a couple of those that are going to be shared this week. One of them is a video that'll be out on Thursday, and one of them is a picture that'll be out on Friday. But I have a couple of fun things. And then, as I mentioned, for those of you who look for my weekly color challenge, as I mentioned before, Tuesday's a pretty big day in that kits are available and things. And so my color challenge will actually be out on Wednesday this week. So look for that on Wednesday. And if you're on my email list, I will make sure, obviously, it'll still be included in the email, so you'll be able to see it too. So, okay. We will see. I chose the dog for fussy cutting because he's not as big, and so I figured it would be quicker. Yeah, I do not like fussy cutting. You guys know that. I think all the dies should have, or all the stamps should have dies, or a punch, or something. Yeah, I know Alicia is not a fussy cutter. I don't know if, Mom, are you a fussy cutter? I don't know if you like it or not. I think she's done it. I just don't know if she enjoys it. Okay, so he's cut out. And then the very last thing that we have to do is I have to find where I put my little strip for the sentiment. Here it is. You just have to pick it up. There we go. And then we have got this cute one that says celebrating you is a blast. And so we are going to use our gorgeous grape again. This is a pretty small strip here. So hopefully we make it on, huh? Let's see how we did. Nice. It's a little bit crooked, but we are taking it. Yeah, we're leaving that for sure. Okay, we'll move that guy out, and then we just have to add these guys to the card. So I am going to use dimensionals, and we are going to have to be conscious of the fact that there's a fold in the middle, right? So we don't want to put dimensionals on this side, on her right side, because she'll stick. So we are going to make note of that as we decorate. So we're going to kind of favor this side a little bit more. And here we go. Oh my gosh. These are so fun. I have to think up some more really cool ideas to use this stamp set for. I really like the sample in the catalog with the Give It a Whirl dies, so I'll probably try that at some point. And I think there's also a tag sample in there too, which was cute. So yeah, just some super, super fun ones. All right, so we'll stick him up here. Then we got to do our cute little space dog. And I think 2 dimensionals will cover him. Oh my gosh. This is so, so fun. I actually designed this card a couple of weeks ago. And so I have just been dying to share it with you. It was so, so cute. All right, these are some leftover mini dimensionals from, I think, a past paper pumpkin kit. And I am just trying to use them up. So we are going to put this dimensional over here. Now, again, we don't want to put any adhesive down where it's going to stick. So I didn't take the backing off of this yet. And we're going to kind of place it down where we want it. And I'm going to put this other set of dimensionals right directly on the card. So now when we take the backings off of both sets, we can just make sure that they're lined up and it'll be good to go. All right. And there we go. Isn't it so cute? You guys, oh my gosh, it's so, so fun. I love it. So there's both of our cards for us. Thank you guys so, so much for the nice comments. I love this card too. I think it's just so stinking cute. And there's just, like I said, there's so many possibilities for what to do with the shutter card there. Yeah, it's so, so cute. And I really like your idea, Alicia, about using the snails. I'm going to have to try the snails because they are also retiring on us, which is a bummer. But yeah, I'm going to have to use them too. So thank you so, so much for watching. Like I said, the blog post that comes out tomorrow will have all of the measurements as well as a link to this video so you can find it easily. And it will also have a list of all the products that I used in case you would like to add any. And if you live in the US, you can shop my online store 24/7. If you live outside of the US and you would like to purchase some of these products, please just let me know and I would be happy to connect you with a demonstrator in your area. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. That really helps me out on YouTube. And what was I going to say? Oh, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Sorry, you think I would remember all this stuff, but it is truly a long weekend. And so my brain is taking a little bit of a siesta. Thank you so, so much for watching. So yes, this card will be up tomorrow. Like I said, Tuesday is that retiring list along with up to 50% off some of those products. So just an incredible deal. So if there's some things that you want on Tuesday, I would recommend getting them right away because they are only available while supplies last, or June 30th, whichever one comes first. So thank you so, so much for watching and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.